Setting goals doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, many people make it a lot more complicated than it really needs to be, and therefore it becomes intimidating and it becomes something that we don't do. But you know how important it is because you're on this video. You know you should have goals for your life, but you might be wondering, Brandon, how do I set goals for my life? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you 4 easy steps to set goals that can actually change your life. So let's get right to it. The first step to setting goals for your life is to simply decide what it is that you want. And I say simply decide, but sometimes it's not so simple because the one key ingredient that people miss with step 1 is they don't get specific enough. They will set a goal such as, I want to lose weight. I want to make more money. I want to find the love of my life and get into a beautiful, passionate relationship. But that's not too specific, right? You have an idea of what it is you want. You've got the general gist, but you don't know exactly what it is you're going after. And if you're not specific about what it is you want, then your brain isn't going to know what to search for in order to help you achieve that goal. Because that's what's happening. When you decide what you want, when you, more importantly, get very specific and granular with exactly what you want, the more clarity that you have, the more your brain will find people, places, and opportunities that will help you to achieve the goal. So do yourself a favor right now. You're watching this because you want to know how to set goals, and because of that, I guarantee you already have an idea of what it is that you want. Take that idea of what you want. Maybe it's you want to lose weight. How could you make that more specific? Well, you could say, I want to weigh 160 pounds, or I want to be lean, or I want to lift this specific amount of weight on the bench press. Or if you want to make more money, you can get specific by determining exactly how much money you're looking to make. Are you looking to make $60,000, $80,000, $100,000, $1 million? Now, there are such things as short-term goals and long-term goals. And for our intents and purposes, short-term goals are goals that you want to achieve or goals that you will achieve within the next month, 6 months, 1 year. Anything after a year I would classify as a long-term goal. It's very important too to be very realistic with your goals. And if you go up here, I talk about the SMART acronym when it comes to goal setting, which goes over the different guidelines that you want to have for each of your goals. But for this video, it's all about just getting those goals and putting them onto paper, which we're gonna get to in a little bit. So know what you want and become very clear. Clarity is power. The more specific you are, the more likely you will reach that goal, and the swifter your progress will be on the way to that goal. Once you've decided what it is that you want and you've gotten very clear on what that goal looks like, what the outcome consists of, clarity is power. And once you've done that, you can get to step 2 of setting goals for your life, which is you need to understand why you want this goal that you just wrote down. Let me ask you, this thing that you're working towards, what is your motivating factor behind it? Let's say your goal is to make $200,000 a year. Very cool, very lofty goal. Why is it that you want that? Do you want that because you believe it'll bring you some kind of social status? Do you want that because you want that beautiful baby blue Lamborghini in the driveway? When you look outside your house, you see it sitting there and it just brings a smile to your face. Or do you want that because you know that that level of income will allow you to support your family, your parents, your extended family, the people who you truly care about in this world? Do you want that because you want freedom of your time, freedom to be wherever you want to be, freedom to work wherever you want to work? Maybe you're working for yourself or you're at a higher level in a business or company. What reason do you think will be stronger and more compelling? Taking care of your family or looking out the window and seeing a baby blue Lamborghini? It's obviously opinionated here. You know, you might say the Lamborghini, but most people are going to say taking care of their family is a stronger and more compelling why. They're going to say that traveling and being where they want to be when they want to be there is more compelling than having a specific social status. Now, again, it's different for everybody. You know if your why is compelling because when you wake up in the morning knowing that there's things you're going to do that day to bring you closer to your goals, you feel invigorated. You feel excited to get out of bed, swing your legs over, grab your coffee or whatever it is you do in the morning, and jump right into your morning routine so that you can prime yourself for your day. When you have a strong enough why, you can figure out any how. You'll notice that step 1, step 2, and even step 3, it's not going to be about how you're going to achieve your goal. It's all about knowing what you want, but more importantly, knowing why you want that thing. Because if you know your why, you will figure it out no matter what. And that leads us to step number 3. Once you know what you want, once you have a strong enough reason why that's compelling, that drives you to the destination, then the third thing is to take that idea, take that reason why, and put it down on paper. This could be one of the most important steps, and you cannot skip this step. If you say to yourself, Brandon, I don't need to write down that I want to make $100,000 a year. I don't need to write down my weight loss goal. I don't need to write down my personal development goals. I know what I want, and I'm just going to go get it. That's great, and I love your tenacity, but listen to me when I say that I've worked with hundreds of people, whether they're from sales, they're from leadership in a company, they're entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever it might be. Those who write down their goals get there faster because something beautiful happens when you take a pen and you put it on paper. And this isn't really talked about. It's not taught in school. Your parents probably don't know about this, but check this out. When you take a pen and put it on paper, you're activating the other part of your mind. And you can think of your mind as 2 different sections if you want to keep this at a very basic level. You've got your conscious mind, which is the mind that is doing the planning. It's the mind that says out loud to your internal dialogue, this is what I'm going to do today because I believe that this will bring me closer to my goal. But then you've got your subconscious mind. You've got the lower level of your mind, the level that is always active, the level that is always awake. Even while you're sleeping, your subconscious mind is scanning your environment to make sure that there's no threats there. Your subconscious mind is always working to keep you alive, to keep you safe, but it's also working on bringing you closer to what it is you're focused on most of the time. And you're probably wondering, well, how can I control my subconscious mind? Well, there's several different things you can do. And the third step here is to write down your goals, because when you take a pen and put it to paper, you are implanting that goal and the idea of achieving that outcome into your subconscious mind. And the more you write down your goal, and the more you write down the reason why you want that goal, and the frequency in which you do it, will determine how aimed at your goal your subconscious mind is. The more you tell yourself something, the more you begin to believe it. And the more you tell your subconscious mind that you want something, as long as there's a strong reason why behind it, the more it's going to work to line up events in your life that will help to make that goal a reality. I talk about these things a lot, and I have a whole playlist dedicated to goal setting, which I'll link to you right up here. Go check out this playlist. I talk a lot about the subconscious mind, the reticular activating system, and anything that will help you to set goals and achieve them in your life. And by the way, if you're new here, we upload videos every single day of the week, Monday through Friday, all about personal development, goal setting, and achievement. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos, and hit that bell. That way you see when the new videos are uploaded each week. Now that you know what you want, you've gotten specific about it, you know your strong, compelling reason why, you've written it down so that you've told your subconscious what you want, then it's time for step number 4 when it comes to setting goals, which is you need to write down an action plan. Now, this is the thing. You don't need to know every step of the way that you'll have to take in order to get to where you want to go. Some things you will know. If you want to weigh a specific amount of weight, then you can find somebody who weighs that amount, somebody who looks the way that you want to look. And you could ask them, hey, what is your workout routine? What does your diet consist of? What time in the day do you begin eating, and what time of the day do you stop eating? What kinds of foods are you eating? Right? There's a lot of things that you already know you can do. You could pick up a book on dietitian. You could pick up a book on workout routines. You could pick up a book on the chemistry in your body when you're losing weight or gaining weight, or whatever it is that you might do in order to lose weight, but you might know some steps right now. But the reality is, you don't need to know every single step that you'll have to take, because remember step number 2, if you know what your why is, then you will figure out any how. And the reality is 99% of the things that are going to bring you to this end destination, you have no idea, right? If you want to earn $1 million, you might start thinking about all the businesses you can start and all the companies you could serve and work for and all the people that you could help and serve with whatever knowledge you have. But you might have like some long lost rich uncle out there who just passed away that you don't know about, and you've got a huge inheritance coming your way. Now that's a very far out example that's probably not going to happen. However, it just fits the example of you never know what is going to happen, and you are unaware of 99% of the actions that you'll have to take that will bring you to your goal. But when it comes down to writing this plan, the 4th step in our process to set goals, all you need to do is deconstruct your goal from the outcome to the beginning. If your goal is to be in a loving and passionate relationship, and you've got a strong reason why behind that, and you've written it down, then what would have to happen at the very end there in order to make that a reality? Well, you'd probably have to go on some dates. You'd have to meet some people. You'd have to talk to some new people. Well, what could you do in order to do that? Well, you could go on a dating website. You could get yourself out there more. You could go out. You could talk to your friends about what you want so they could introduce you to some of their single friends. Well, what would you have to do in order to do that? Well, you'd have to reach out to your friends and tell them. Or you'd have to make a plan to go to a specific restaurant or go to a specific club meeting in order to try to meet new people and put yourself out there. If you take the outcome of what you want and then you backtrack all the way to the beginning, you'll have at least 3 steps, 5 steps, maybe even 10 steps for what you can do now in order to start bringing you towards your outcome. The biggest thing is just start. Just do the first thing. Write down one action at least and start doing it and take action on it. And once you do it and you complete it, even if it's not perfect, do the next thing and then do the next thing and do the next thing. The reality is you're probably going to fail more than you succeed. And those who succeed the most are the ones who make the most mistakes because they tried the most things. And generally, the way that luck works is the more you do, the luckier you get. The more things you try, the more chances you'll have in order to reach that goal. So now you know the framework for setting goals in your life in 4 easy steps. But I know there's a lot of you thinking, well, what can I do right now in order to set goals in the 4 main key areas? What can I do to take this to a deeper level? I created a course called Life Designing Secrets, where I literally take you by the hand and help you create goals in the 4 key areas of life, which I call the seeds of excellence. Setting goals changed my life, and in this course, I talk all about the process that I followed, as well as what I did in order to actually achieve those goals and make my dreams a reality. So click the link in the description below to grab your copy of Life Designing Secrets. You'll get instant access to the course so that you can start going through it immediately. And until we talk again next time, continue to be better.